Today, we're diving into one of history's great paradoxes, Emperor Akbar. Think about this for a second. Here's a ruler who couldn't read or write a single word, yet he oversaw this incredible golden age of literature, philosophy, and massive military expansion. It just doesn't seem to add up. So, you've got to ask, right? How on earth does that happen? How does a 13-year-old kid who's totally illiterate end up as one of the most legendary emperors in history? Well, let's get into the incredible story of Akbar, the third Mughal emperor, and see how a vulnerable boy transformed into a visionary ruler. So let's start back in the year 1556, and I want you to picture this. This is not some grand, triumphant moment. No, this is a time of extreme danger and total uncertainty for the young heir to the throne. 13. That's how old Akbar was when he got the news that his father, Emperor Humayun, had died suddenly. He wasn't even in the capital. He was hundreds of miles away in Punjab. And just like that, he was thrust into a position he was not ready for. You know, his coronation was this hurried, thrown-together affair. Because the reality was, he inherited a fancy title, but not really an empire. His actual control was practically zero. The few territories the Mughals held were constantly under threat, and this young kid was completely 100% dependent on his protector, a powerful general named Bahram Khan. So right out of the gate, this shaky situation leads to his first huge test. And this wasn't just another battle. This was a fight for the very survival of his family's dynasty in India. Everything was on the line. And I mean, just look at the matchup here. The odds were just ridiculously stacked against him. He's up against this guy Himu, a brilliant general who had already captured the big prizes, Delhi and Agra. Himu's got this massive army, complete with 1,500 war elephants. And on the other side, you've got Akbar, a boy king with a much smaller army and a throne that wasn't even secure. It looked hopeless. And at first, things were going exactly as you'd expect. Himu's forces were winning. But then, in one of those one-in-a-million moments that changes everything, a stray arrow hits Himu right in the eye. He's knocked out cold, his army completely panics and scatters, and just like that, a certain defeat turns into a massive victory for Akbar. His claim to the throne was now secure. But okay, winning the battle is one thing. Winning control of your own court? That's a whole different war. Akbar's challenges now became internal. First, he had to figure out how to get out from under the shadow of his powerful regent, Bahram Khan. And after that, he had to break free from the influence of his very ambitious foster mother, Maham Anga, and her inner circle, a period that historians sometimes call the petticoat government because of all the political power the women of the court were wielding. So once he finally wrestled control and established his own